Okay guys, today we're going to be doing an installation of the R9 270 overclocked edition. Okay, so this one, the difference, I did unboxing of this video card, so watch my previous video for the details, but this one actually has two 6-pin power connectors instead of just one. So that is the overclocked edition. I think you can probably get pretty good performance, the 270 versus the 270X. If you buy this one, you probably pretty much comparable. Now, here is my old video card right here. That is the ATI 5850, which we're going to be swapping that out, putting that in. So stay tuned. I'm just going to be dusting this off first, and then we're going to get that set. Alright guys, so we're back. I just cleaned it off with a little bit of compressed air. Okay, now let's take the old one out. Hopefully you guys can see this while I do this right here. So your computer is going to be, this is your power supply. You can switch this out easily. You can watch my previous video about the power supply switch swapping. It's quite easy. So this is easy. There's my ATI Radeon right there. Okay, so what you want to do is now everybody's case is going to be a little bit different. All you do is unscrew this right here, make it accessible. Okay, pull this down, take away these two screws, swap that, pull the plugs out, and then swap the new card in. Okay, so you'll see me doing this right now. Here's one screw, and always ground yourself first by touching some metal. You can get those static wrist straps if you want. You know, if you're doing a lot of these things, then you might want it, but if you're not, you know, just ground yourself some metal, you'll be fine. Alright, let's pull these power plugs out. So here is a 6-pin connector, okay? And this ATI 5850 actually requires two 6-pins, which is actually interesting as well. I'm actually not too sure how the performance actually compares between the two. Of course, the R9 is a newer model. Of course, it's going to be faster. But let's take this out. And just a little bit. There's a little latch here on the side that locks down, and you can actually just pull it out. Let me just unscrew the last one here. So there's a little latch on the bottom here. You actually need to release it by pushing it, okay? And then you can pull it out. Easy. There is the card right there. Okay, this is the 5850 that I have. See, it's an older card, the original type of stock type of card. This is actually made by ATI, right? You know, right now you can't. It's really hard to find a real like ATI card that's made by them. You know, a whole bunch of different companies make them now, so it's a little dirty, but here's your two 6-pins in here. Actually, this card is really heavy compared to the new one, so I'm going to be doing comparison video right now, and then we will be doing the installation. So just give me 1 minute here. Alright guys, here's my new R9 270 right there, and this is my old card, if you look at it right here. Okay, this is the ATI Radeon 5850, and if you look at the size, it is about the same size, but the weight on this thing is really heavy. This one is super light. Here's your width comparison right there. This is super light. This is like a lead weight, literally like a lead weight. That there, yeah, but the same size. But this is really heavy, just super heavy. Okay, but yeah, so that's about the difference. Of course, the connectors here are a little bit. Oh no, it's about the same. You got the full-size display port, HDMI, and 2 DVIs. So it's a little dusty, but I'll clean that off. So I only have one PCIe slot here, so people might be asking me, oh, why don't you just crossfire them? Well, I need 2 slots to do that, only have 1, so I can't really do that. So I'm just going to be putting this one in, okay? Now, let's put this one in right now. So this is the little protector that you can pull off. You can pull this off too if you want. You don't have to. It keeps the dust off, right? So I'm only going to use really one DVI connector. So I actually don't even need to put that on yet. There is it right there. Let's put this baby in like this. So all you have to do is put it in just like this, right into the slot. Just like that. And that's it. You gotta make sure it's totally secure, and this latch will pop back up to secure it. Once it's totally secure, that's it. You screw it in. On the side, plug in your power supply, okay? Here are the 2 6 pins that I used before. Just plug them back in. That's that. And this one here. This way. That's that. So this power supply will actually do 2 8 pins. So you know, if you ever do upgrade, it's actually a good power supply to get. It's actually a Corsair. It's actually a Corsair. Yeah, I believe bronze certified. So it's actually a quite good power supply. So just give me a minute and I'm just going to screw this in. Okay, so it's all in now. Just make sure you tighten the screws there. And then put the case back on. Now, you don't generally have to put the case on if you don't want to. It's perfectly fine. But the cables. So, make sure you don't get caught in the fan. Clearance. Okay. So yeah, you don't really need to if you don't want to, but yeah, here we go. I generally, when I start playing around with computer stuff, I don't usually put the case on because you might have to fix it up a bit sometimes, like cable management and all that other stuff. And, but if you want to get it all set, you can. This is a pretty finicky case. So I'm just gonna put this in and I'll clear it. So my case has one of these little rubber things on it to keep the video cards in place. It's not really gonna fit this one because the cables come out on the side. The cables come out on the back on my old card, so it would fit, but it doesn't. So you're gonna have to, if you have one of these, you gotta rip them off. So. And it's held together by glue. Not glue, a sticker. So that's done. That'll also make the case weigh a lot less too. There we go. That's it. Screw the screws in right now, and then plug it all back in, and you're all set. You're going to need the drivers for this, and once you get the drivers in, you're pretty much all good. So this is my installation. If you have any questions or comments, post them below. And the setup is the next video.